Okay. So if you see, he says to the tongue, drink the rasam, the essence of Rama. So, what is Rama? That's what we are coming to with the Ramayana. If you want to know the essence of Rama, it's not a person, it's not a prince, it's not a king who came down and vanquished a demon. There's something more to the word Rama than we usually see. So, first we have to understand who we are. And when we understand this, it'll be a little easier to understand who Rama is. So, what are we actually? We have a body, we have a mind, and we have a soul, Atma that you call. What is the quality of the body? To feel pain. This any distress, like pain. What is the quality of the mind? It is to realize. Quality of the soul or Atma is salvation from difficulty and good and everything. So, what do we mean by that? When you say the body is responsible for pain, it means that any difficulty anywhere, if the body is not in tune with nature, if there is no harmony between the body and everything else that is in creation, then you're going to have distress. You're not in harmony with your hormones, you'll have a problem. You're not in harmony with the virus, you'll have another problem. You're not in harmony with the quality of gravity, the body will have a problem. You're not in harmony with your mind, then the body will have another problem. So it feels the distress or the pain. The same way, if you take your mind, what does the mind do? The mind realizes. What does it realize? When the body is in pain or distress, the mind thinks, now why has this happened? So you might find that I've eaten too much. So today the body is upset. Or I'm trying to walk on my head. And when I do that, I tumble down and fall. So the mind realizes why the body is in pain. Now, as it goes on realizing, and if it's sensible, the better. You have two aspects of the mind, manas and buddhi. The manas is that part of you that look at something logically. The buddhi is a more intuitive and discriminating faculty. So this buddhi, that aspect of your mind, which is the higher mind, which has the sense of discrimination, will slowly look at what is creating distress to the body, and it will, if you're sensible, if the buddhi is there, you'll slowly remove all those things in the way. So if you've got a particular illness or something, then you'll find out what caused that illness. If you're under stress, then you might have a sleeping disorder. If you eat the wrong food at the wrong time, you can get a gastrointestinal disorder, like this. So when your mind starts realizing little by little, and then it gets the disharmony out of the way, the body and the mind is in perfect harmony. And when they are in perfect harmony, they are in harmony with everything else in the surrounding. When it becomes completely together, completely in harmony, and they are acting together coordinatedly, that's when you say that there is um, there is a harmony between the vak, manas, kaya. That is, vak is your speech. Be true in your speech. Be true in your actions. That's the body. And be true in your mind. So when you are true, that means that you're in harmony with the body, mind, and speech. Then you're on the path towards something higher. When these two are in harmony, then they don't need to do anything more. And at that point, your soul drops them and moves upwards. By soul, I mean the Atma. Atma is the consciousness within you. Body and mind are together. The consciousness can afford to drop them and move on because it doesn't have to stay with the body and mind. When the Atma or the soul or your inner individual consciousness moves away from the body and mind, then the divine consciousness or the supreme consciousness comes and merges with it. That is the point that is called samadhi. When your body and mind is in perfect harmony, if you are sitting, say, you're practicing meditation and you're not moving for days together because your mind can handle your body, you don't have a pain in your leg, you don't need to move up and down because your mind is still. And when they are together, then you move into the state called samadhi, and the soul drops the body and the mind because they are just still by themselves, and it moves upwards. And automatically when the soul is away from the body and mind, the paramatma or the divine consciousness or the supreme consciousness. Why do we call it the paramatma? Param means the supreme. It's the supreme atma. It's a supreme soul in which all other atmas live. All individual consciousness lives in the cosmic consciousness, and the cosmic consciousness lives in the beyond, beyond the cosmic consciousness, the ultimate. This is called samadhi. And when you understand that and you think that this is leading me to something that gives me more and more of happiness and peace, more and more a permanent happiness. It's not like a temporary happiness where you like something, you buy it, you're happy for 2, 3 days, or maybe a month or so, and then you're again discontented. Now, when you move into that Param Atma or the Supreme, which contains everything, you don't lose out on anything. You have everything. Then you are part of the Sattvic Guna. Sattvic Guna means you're in harmony with everything in life, everything around, not just other people, trees, plants, everything. Now, when you realize that, just like physicists are realizing today, that nobody or no creation can ever live in isolation. You can't say, I'm this, I'm that. You have to be everything because you are everything. We are all interlinked, we are part of one fabric. So if I hurt somebody, I'm hurting myself. If somebody else is being fed and nourished, then I'm also being nourished because I'm part of the same one energy. When you come to that understanding and when it becomes part of your lifestyle, then your ahimsa takes on a different quality than you think of. When you think of ahimsa, we say, I won't hurt somebody else. But when you start understanding you are that somebody else, you are the tree, you are the animal, you are the other person, then you don't have to have a war with yourself. You don't have to be responsible about the ecology in the world. You don't have to be responsible about wildlife because they are what you are. It's the same consciousness. When you start doing this and ahimsa becomes your lifestyle, then what happens is that you become filled with true goodness, an innocent sort of goodness. Now, this goodness that keeps coming into you makes you see everything in a positive way. Even somebody who's hurt you very badly, you don't get angry with them because you see that's my hand is slapping my other hand. So it doesn't bother you. You just laugh it off. Like you don't get upset when your child comes and slaps you at 1 year or 2 years. You don't get upset about it. It's your kid, he's playing with you. So when that happens and your goodness keeps getting more and more, it starts attracting other good objects. This is what is called karma. It starts attracting other good objects. We call them objects, but they are other good parts of who you are. And then your cup, which used to have negativity earlier on, which saw yourself in isolation, which gave you the sense of wanting to dominate somebody else or wanting to Be discriminative in your actions between people you like and people you don't like. All that melts away. And when you do that, when the negative qualities melt away and more goodness fills your pot, now you're attracting good people towards you. Good people, animals, trees, plants, because they're all good. If you can see the trees, they stand there for years and years, maybe 200, 500 years, 1,000 years, but they're all the time waiting and waiting and taking care of you. No tree eats its own fruit. So when this goodness becomes more and more, then when you say other good beings are attracted to you, that is when you have a being like a Jesus Christ, like a Muhammad, like a Guru, like Shankara. All these people get attracted to you because they too are energies. They're part of the same fabric. And when those come, then there are some souls that have gone higher and higher beyond samadhi, and they have become liberated from seeing themselves as individuals or as individuals with certain qualities. They've merged with the totality. And when they merge with the totality, they have the capacity to elevate you. Such souls are generally called gurus. And when they start elevating you, you will also get elevated and you reach a point where you can also merge and you can also then be an instrument of the divine and you can elevate other souls. Now, when you do that, you'll find that there is peace around and there is a satisfaction. It's more of a sense of fulfillment. You don't have any correct. That is, you don't have anything left to get, and you become part of the Almighty. Now there are people who have people, animals, birds, trees in different situations that have reached those heights. They become one with the Almighty. And then, having merged, they get the qualities of the Almighty, and then they come down to set up this harmony, help other people reach that harmony. These people or these other creations are called avatars. Avatar means the um, supreme consciousness descending into another consciousness that is trying to go up and who is slowly um, detaching from its own identity with the body and mind and seeing itself as something immortal. Now, when such a person comes, then what, if you call it a person or any energy that comes, what it's called is Ra means fire. Ma is, it means the individual soul. So the word Rama is actually a mantra. It means when the individual being is on fire with the search, that you're not getting sidetracked by little trivial things that take you away from the path. It's like a magnificent obsession. So Rama actually means fire in the individual soul. And that is the essence of Rama Rasam. He says, drink the tongue, taste the nectar of or the essence of the spiritual aspect of Rama. He's saying, taste your own self when it is on fire. The more you taste yourself, you will realize that what I'm tasting is not nice. It's not permanent. It's very temporary. Today I'm happy with it. Tomorrow I'm unhappy with it. So you move towards what makes you permanently happy. And when you find that, then you are a Rama.